Hey there everyone, it's Genevieve, and thank you so much to Papa958 for your question to explain the bottom path of Dream Golem. Now, I haven't made one of these which path is better for a little while because I wasn't sure exactly which paths were going to be updated for Darkmoor, and so far it seems, at least, that most of the regular old lore and the event or Beast Moon spells are not touched at this point, so I will definitely continue with those until after the Darkmoor update goes live, because even if they say they're going to change them one way, there might be more changes before it goes live and after. So let's check out Dream Golem. If you don't know where to get this spell, you can learn this spell from Dworkin, and if you're not a death wizard, it'll cost you 1 training point. You can potentially get the Spellements dropped in Beast Moon matches if you win, or in the case of Beast Moon Hunt if you don't win. But I think the best way to try and get them is through the Beast Moon seed gardening. You can potentially get them from the balance seed plants, but I prefer to just use the death seeds. That's a much higher chance of getting them dropped. And don't forget that double XP and rewards counts for the Spellements dropped from these seeds as well. If it is not currently double gardening, you can always use a double gardening elixir if you have one. And we don't feel like waiting, so once these are adult, you can use the rank 3 Hasty Harvest treasure cards on them so that you can harvest them instantly. Alright, let's get these. Okay, and let's see, we got life, death, so we didn't get any from that one. Did get a Dream Golem Spellement from there, and 2 of them from the double rewards, and there's your Spellements for it. And we didn't get any Dream Golem from this one or the other one. But as I haven't learned this from Dworkin yet, this is my Storm Wizard, you must learn Dream Golem before you can unlock it. I think what they really mean is you must learn it before you can upgrade it. Even if I have 35, which it normally takes to unlock these spells, you have to learn it from the trainer before you can upgrade them. And we only got 3 Dream Golem from there. Let's move them to Shared Bank so my death can have them. I do believe, however, before they made all of these spells trainable from the trainer, I actually unlocked them all using Spellements. So, on my previous videos, it said that that was a way to do it. It is no longer a way for you to learn these spells. You must learn them from the trainer, which is also good for people who don't want to grind for the Spellements to be able to unlock it. Now that you know how to get the Dream Golem spell and the Spellements to upgrade it, let's check out the spell itself. In its original tier 1 form, it does 245 to 305 death damage, then puts on a 70% incoming damage shield for life and myth, which is fantastic. If you choose to upgrade it along the top path, the damage will keep increasing as you go. It'll top out at 300 to 360 damage, which that's pretty nice. It goes up on either end by 55, so that's not too bad. The accuracy stays the same as you upgrade it, and the pip cost at 4 pips stays the same as you upgrade it. If you choose the bottom path, the pip cost stays at 4, the accuracy stays at 85, but the damage is no longer variable. For tier 2, it starts off at the high end of tier 1 at 305, then at tier 3 it increases to 315, at tier 4 it increases only to 320, and then it maxes out at 330. So even though it seems less than this one, it's just kind of in the middle between 300 and 360, so it's not too bad. And then it also gives a chromatic weakness, 2 of them, at 25% to the target. So if your target is life, it'll give them 2 minus 25% life weaknesses. Pretty sweet, actually. However, they have been balancing out the balance spell mechanics, and balance does not get the 25%. I believe it's either 20 or 15% for the weakness. It's always going to be a little bit less. Whether you're picking the top path or the bottom path, the damage is roughly about the same, and of course you can boost these with sun enchant spells. You're just trading off, do you want the shields for life and myth, or would you like a weakness for the target's school. Really handy for bosses, I will say. Another thing to remember is tier 1 and all of the upper tier are no PvP, no advanced combat. The bottom path is PvP and advanced combat allowed. So let's see how we like the upper path. I've got a bunch of Spellements, so let's go. Upgrade. We want the upper path. Always double check if you have more than one path to make sure you're upgrading it to the right one. To reset these, it'll cost you gold, so make sure you're doing the right one. We want to do the upper path for now. And upgrade it again. And right now, tier 3 is the highest that we can get it to. To get it to tier 4, we will need 190 Spellements. We've only got 122. So as of right now, his is going to top out at 270 to 330 and then put on those two 70% shields for life and myth. And this spell will be super handy against these myth creatures. And his highest sun enchant is 275. Let's put that on the Dream Golem. And now, for 4 pips, it does 545 to 605 death damage. Yeah. So let's not boost anything up and see what he can do. I'm sure I've said it before, but I love that all of these golem spells have a different animation. It's so neat. 3,000! And the good thing is, it is a bonus onto you, so whether or not the creature dies, you still get those shields. Alrighty, let's boost this one up as well. Haha! Nice, that saved me from a lot of damage. Alrighty, I do have a bubble on, so let's get him. Wow, very nice, very nice. Just a fabulous spell altogether. And he's not going into worlds behind. This is just where he's questing. So very, very nice spell for him. Alrighty, now we're going to reset this. Now we're going to upgrade it to the bottom. And upgrade it once more to tier 3. Yes. Alrighty, now we're going to test this out on these to show how it affects a myth. Boost that up. Also, I forgot to mention that his lower path, Dream Golem, is at 315 damage. So 590, then 2 weaknesses, minus 25% for their school. So I'm going to put it on this last guy here. Although if I defeat it, it won't get the weaknesses, so I maybe shouldn't have boosted it. Well, it's a good thing I fizzled that. I'm actually going to do a non-boosted one. I don't want to defeat them. And his scarecrow might defeat them. We shall see. But at least it'll put on the weakness. Alright. No crit. Don't kill. Ooh, we got faces that comes out of it. Okay. Yay, minus 25% for myth. Let's boost it. Now, you cannot increase the amount of the weaknesses on it. However, oh, look at those myth weaknesses. Aren't they pretty? Oh. All right. Ooh, crit. And it's boosted. But not survive, sir. Uh-oh. Yeah. I definitely think you should save that for bosses. And it's also good if you get boosts on having weaknesses on creatures like, oh, I don't know, Monster Mash. 4878. Again, still a nice all-around spell. Now this one did get changed to gambiting 3 weaknesses for additional damage, but you can still work with that. You could just put a weakness and maybe someone else can put a weakness, something like that. One super handy weakness I love to do is this one, because not every target is going to heal. These can only be removed when they're healing. So if they decide to hit you, those 3 weaknesses won't go away. Now let's head on over and see how this spell with the weaknesses affects balance, which, as I said, is just a little bit different. All right, well, there we are out of the gate. Let's do it. And we get to go first. I was gonna say that kind of looked like a black spot of death. Now balance, of course, is going to get universal weaknesses. Minus 10%, which is a lot different than the minus 25%. But don't forget, balance school is always going to be affected differently by these shields, traps, weaknesses, etc. that are going to be placed on them. In fact, I do believe it was Cam that just had a live stream talking about these particular changes / updates to the balance spells. All right, now I'm going to let her hit him. Now, even though she's using a spell that has multi-hits, it only uses up one of those weaknesses. Not bad. Ooh, minus 10 on the wand hit. Here comes the golem. Smash! You know, when it's darker, it's easier to see that it has little ghosty faces coming out of there. And I guess depending on your pip amount, I mean, you can kind of like just keep spamming this one. Boosh. 2 more. But again, this is a really annoying spell because of the fact that it puts on 2 every time. And these like multi-hits or potentially multi-hits. Balance has a lot of multi-hits. Still only uses up one of those weaknesses. You could just be the annoying one in the PvP. 'Tis fun, I think. Now don't forget though, with the Rochambeau, there are ways to circumvent and use up the weaknesses on yourself to be able to get bigger boosts, depending on your school. For instance, Snack Attack can push a weakness. Monster Mash uses up the weaknesses and adds more damage to the hit. Now, this is always fun. Vampire will use up or gambit the weakness and put on another weakness on them, even higher strength. Gravestorm uses up or gambits the weaknesses and gives yourself a 65 blade if that's what you're into. Scion of Death, Lower Path uses up weaknesses to do more drain. And a lot of other schools have them as well. So there's lots of fun and very useful ways to use Dream Golem. As much as I like the shields on here, I think I'm probably going to leave it on the lower path for him because right now putting your target school weaknesses on them is a lot more useful than putting shields on because he also has spells like Monster Mash that get a bonus on weaknesses on the target. And that's about it. So far, we don't have too many death spells that give a boost off of shields on yourself, as of now. So even though it seems like it's slightly less damage than that, once you boost this up, it is a lot. This can be around 600 just by using the Sun Enchant spell. And he's still a youngster in Avalon, so he has yet to go and get his 300 increase Sun spell. So let me know, what path do you think is better for your playing style and your wizard? And thanks again to Papa958 for the question. If any of you have any questions about these spell paths, I will try my best to answer them for you and to show off exactly what these spells do, because some of them are easy to read and some are just plain hieroglyphics. So thanks for checking this out and we'll see you real soon. Bye bye.